This is Good Morning Indiana, working for you.
Time right now is 4:27 here on your Tuesday morning. Thanks for starting your day with us here on Good Morning Indiana. I'm Lauren Casey.
And I'm Meredith Barrick. We begin with a scary situation overnight after a SWAT situation went down on the northwest side, resulting in the suspect being shot by IMPD.
Yeah, we're learning that this happened on the northwest side at 71st Street and Zionsville Road. A suspect went into a business there, tried to grab an employee. Suspect ended up barricading himself inside of the business, and shots were fired at SWAT officers. The SWAT officers fired back. They do believe the suspect will survive and be okay after this, but we're working to learn more information, and Kelsey Anderson is going to be breaking down what happened there on the northwest side overnight.
And that wasn't the only situation keeping first responders busy overnight. A deadly train crash that occurred, and we're still waiting to learn a little bit more about what exactly happened here.
Yeah, this was out in Brownsburg, and we're learning that there was some sort of crash with the train, and then basically a second crash with the train, and that's where one person was killed. So we're going to be breaking down what exactly happened at this scene and what we're learning from first responders from overnight. Right now, we do want to take a turn to our forecast, though, as you're heading out for your Tuesday, and check in with Todd Clausen. Hey, Todd.
Hey, good morning, ladies. Did you like yesterday?
I've had better.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
It's like mathematics. You're going to carry the one over here into the day today. Not the best day for us once again. Yesterday, lots of clouds. Today, lots of clouds as well. The radar, though, is dry this morning. So the one difference is, at least compared to yesterday, is we're not carrying that real damp feeling over into this morning. But we do have mostly cloudy skies and temperatures hovering right around the freezing mark in most locations, a little above in Muncie, a little below in Logansport, as well as Kokomo, Bloomington, and Indianapolis, now down to 30 degrees. So for today, it's cloudy throughout the morning. Don't bank on seeing much of anything in the way of sunshine. However, late in the day, I do think we can work maybe a little bit of sunshine in here, but still chilly with a high of only 39 degrees. But it is a dry day for us. You don't have to worry about any precipitation. Once we get the sunshine late today, we will carry that over, though, into tomorrow finally. So we do have some brighter days heading our way.
Good. Love to hear it, Todd.
I think we need it, Todd. Yeah. Thank you. Well, we do want to talk about another day, you could say, in this whole week lineup of things that happen after Thanksgiving. We had Black Friday, Small Business Saturday, Cyber Monday, and now finally we're here at Giving Tuesday, a day when you should find a local charity or group to donate some money to this holiday season, help them out, help them help you and other people in our community. We'll have more on some tips, some ways not to get scammed, and places you can put your money. That's coming up right here on Good Morning Indiana.
This is Good Morning Indiana, working for you.
Now at 4:30, one person is dead after two crashes involving the same train. The latest on what police say led up to those crashes.
And one person is in the hospital after a standoff at a local business ends in gunfire. This morning, we're learning more about the moments before shots rang out. And
a DCS worker is facing charges of child neglect, what the Madison County prosecutor says needs to change to better protect children. 4:30 on your Tuesday morning. Thanks for joining us. I'm Meredith Barrick.
And I'm Lauren Casey. Todd Clausen is with us this morning, breaking down our forecast for today. Todd, yesterday was a gloomy, yucky day, but what can we expect today?
You know, more of the same, unfortunately. Lots of clouds. These clouds are just very stubborn, and one of the big reasons is, we talked about it yesterday, that big storm system on the East Coast is just blocking everything from making its way across the country. So we miss out on the snow, thankfully, from that system, but we're left off with just the clouds that are kind of lingering here this morning, and unfortunately throughout much of the day. Temperatures hovering right around freezing this morning, right at 30 degrees in Indy, as well as Greenfield, 31 in Bloomington, 30 in Lafayette. Muncie sitting at 33 degrees in Richmond. You're one of our cooler spots this morning with a temperature right around 28 degrees. So yesterday we had the clouds, and you can see we still have the clouds. However, yesterday we were dealing with a little bit of that patchy drizzle, some snowflakes across the area. We do not have that this morning. Skies are completely quiet across the area. We're just dealing with the cloud cover that, again, is going to linger all the way into the afternoon hours. Here is that storm system. The snow is done in New York. A lot of flights canceled there last night, so make sure you check with your airline, make sure the planes are in place to get you there this morning. But still some pretty good snow taking place in the Boston area if you're on one of those 4 flights from Indy to Boston that we have here throughout the day today. So as we work our way throughout the day today, the clouds hold pretty tough throughout the morning hours. Hopeful for a little bit of sun sunshine as we get into the afternoon hours, but definitely not a guarantee, Lauren, with high temperatures today that'll be in the mid to upper 30s.
All right, Todd, thanks so much. Here's a live look right now at traffic on the northeast side, I-465 and I-69. Traffic here is moving along up to speed this morning. No major issues to slow down your commute. So let's take a turn down to the south side. Good morning to you. This is I-65 near Edgewood Avenue, a little south of 465 interchange. You can see traffic there is moving along just fine at this early hour. We'll keep a close eye out for any crashes or delays, and of course, we'll keep you updated.
New overnight, a person is dead after a car crashed into a train near Brownsburg. Police say just before midnight, an SUV and train near North County Road 900 East and County Road 700 North. That driver suffered minor injuries. While crews were removing the vehicle, another SUV hit the same train nearby. That driver was killed. Police are still investigating.
A suspect is in serious condition after a standoff ended in gunfire on the northwest side. Police say the standoff started after a person went into a business near West 71st Street and Zionsville Road and tried to grab an employee. That employee got away and the suspect barricaded himself inside. Police shot the suspect after he allegedly pointed a gun at the SWAT team. He was taken to the hospital and is expected to survive. The officers on the scene were not hurt.
A DCS caseworker is off the job and now facing child neglect charges, accused of doing nothing while a child was seriously hurt. Now the Madison County prosecutor is demanding a change to the way the Department of Child Services operates because he says DCS doesn't always put a child's safety first. Prosecutor Rodney Cummings has filed felony charges against 26-year-old Spencer Osbourne. Cummings says Osbourne left a 4-year-old boy in a home where it was obvious he was being beaten. The child's mother and Osbourne are now both facing felony neglect charges. Cummings says the child had a history of being abused and because he was a ward of the state was being supervised by Osbourne.
I don't want to say I'm using this case to try to send a message. I think maybe we're using this case to help others understand how at risk many young children are in this community and others, and the Division of Child Services is not protecting them. We need to change the law. Protect our children, please.
The Indiana Department of Child Services released this statement about Osbourne's arrest, saying the Indiana Department of Child Services takes any allegation of misconduct against our employees very seriously, and the criminal case filed against our former employee is no exception. As providers of service to Hoosier families and children in crisis, we consider child safety our first priority and will take whatever steps necessary to ensure our families' needs are being met, end quote. We also asked DCS to respond to Cummings' comments. So far, we have not heard back.
Today is Giving Tuesday, a movement encouraging you to donate to charity ahead of the holiday season.
But before you make a contribution, the Better Business Bureau has advice on how to give wisely. Watch out for name similarities to make sure your money is going to the right place. Organizations supporting the same causes often have similar names. Review any donation website carefully. A responsible charity will include its mission and programs, goals, and concrete criteria that describes its achievements. And avoid making on-the-spot donations about unfamiliar organizations. Don't give in to pressure to make an immediate decision.
At 4:35, if you did a lot of online shopping the last few days, soon you're going to be getting a lot of shipping boxes. Environmental advocates are encouraging you to take the extra step and go green with those materials. Recycling is not lumped together with trash services here in Indianapolis. That means residents have to either pay extra or take recycling to a drop-off location. Allison Mitchell with the Indiana Recycling Coalition says it is worth the extra effort.
It's really worth it for people to set those things aside, break down those cardboard boxes, and put them in the recycling bin so that their value can be regenerated.
The Office of Sustainability is in discussions with the Indiana Recycling Coalition about possibly implementing universal curbside recycling after the current solid waste contract is up in 2024.
Ivanka Trump will be making a trip to Indianapolis this week to talk about job training. Her visit is part of the Trump administration's goal to promote workforce development and apprenticeships. As the president's senior advisor, she'll participate in a panel discussion at Salesforce with the company's founder. That will be held on Thursday at the Indiana Women's Prison. She'll arrive in the Circle City tomorrow for a tour of the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Ivanka has visited Indianapolis before, speaking at a similar jobs training event in May.
If you've lost your driver's license because of child support issues, the Marion County Prosecutor's Office is offering to help. The Good Faith Initiative goes through the month of December. The Prosecutor's Office will work with you to start making payments that you can afford and reinstate your license. The state automatically takes your license away once you fall $2,000 behind in payments.
We think it's counterintuitive. Why are we suspending people's license when that's the biggest reason why people can't work? And ultimately the goal is to make sure that people pay child support. And so we're going to be super aggressive in trying to get people their license back so they can get back out into the workforce and pay their child support.
For more information, you can call the Good Faith Hotline number. It's on your screen right now, 317-327-2700.
The city of Beech Grove is looking for a new police chief. Mayor Dennis Buckley announced Chief Mark Swartz will retire January 1st. Swartz is a 37-year veteran of the department. He was appointed police chief on January 1st, 2012.
The internet is mourning the loss of a famous cat from Bloomington. Lil Bub was a social media star and helps her owners raise thousands of dollars for homeless pets all across the state. She had dwarfism and a rare bone condition that caused a deformity in her paws. The vet thought that she would only live a few years, but she ended up dying in her sleep at the age of 8. According to her owner, Lil Bub's social media stardom helped raise more than $700,000 to help animals.
Despite the president being out of the country, the impeachment inquiry is moving full steam ahead. Coming up, his reaction to the upcoming release of the official impeachment report.
And porch pirates are already on the move this holiday season. What an Amazon Prime driver did to stop a thief caught on camera. Todd.
And Lauren, we're still dealing with that big snowstorm on the East Coast. Here in central Indiana, no snow, but still lots of cloud cover, unfortunately. These clouds are going to hang tough throughout a good chunk of the day today. We'll talk all about it in your Storm Team 6 forecast. The time now is 4:38. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Do it right for less. Start with Lowe's.
The report of televised hearings in the impeachment inquiry is expected to be made public today. Republicans and the president are still defiant and blasting the process. ABC's Inez de la Catera is in Washington with the latest.
As President Trump kicks off NATO meetings in London, back in Washington, the impeachment inquiry is moving full steam ahead.
Because the whole thing is a hoax. Everybody knows it.
Trump accusing Democrats of trying to embarrass him by pushing forward while he's abroad.
This is one of the most important journeys that we make as president. And for them to be doing this and saying this and putting an impeachment on the table, which is a hoax to start off with.
The House Intelligence Committee plans to release its official impeachment report today, which the Judiciary Committee could decide to use as the basis for drafting articles of impeachment. House Intelligence Chairman Adam Schiff appearing on MSNBC.
This is a very important point, which is the evidence on Ukraine is overwhelming, but the evidence on obstruction of Congress is also overwhelming.
That document expected to lay out the evidence that, in Democrats' view, Trump abused his power when he withheld vital U.S. military aid from Ukraine to pressure Ukraine to investigate his political opponents. Republicans releasing their own official response, arguing in a report that Trump should not be impeached as there is no evidence his actions were done specifically to benefit the 2020 election. Republicans also described the evidence presented by Democrats as hearsay, presumptions, and speculation. Ukraine's president now criticizing the decision to withhold that aid, telling Time magazine that there was no quid pro quo, but that, quote, "We're at war. If you're our strategic partner, then you can't go blocking anything for us." And the Judiciary Committee will now take up the inquiry, holding its first impeachment hearing on Wednesday. The president and his lawyer have decided not to participate. Inez de la Catera, ABC News, Washington.
President Trump's 2020 campaign says it will no longer credential Bloomberg News reporters for its events. This comes after the outlet said it would not conduct investigations into the Democratic presidential candidates. The site's owner, Michael Bloomberg, jumped into the presidential race last month. Trump's election campaign manager said their refusal declares their bias openly. Bloomberg's editor-in-chief responded saying they have covered the president fairly and will continue to do so despite the restrictions.
China has banned U.S. military warships warships and aircrafts from making stops in Hong Kong. This comes after President Trump passed legislation in support of pro-democracy protesters. China's spokeswoman called the U.S.'s moves unreasonable and announced that they would suspend requests by the U.S. military to visit. She also said that Beijing would impose sanctions on several U.S. human rights organizations that have been monitoring the protests in Hong Kong. President Trump signed a new law last week to permit Washington to impose trade sanctions over rights violations. China responded accusing the U.S. of, quote, bullying behavior.
Prince Andrew's accuser is now sharing her story. In her first interview, Virginia Roberts Jeffrey talked to BBC about her alleged encounter with the prince. She claims in court records that she was directed by Jeffrey Epstein to have sex with the prince when she was 17. Jeffrey talked about dancing with Prince Andrew that night when a photo was taken of them. Some are claiming the photo is fake, but Jeffrey says that's not true.
I think the world is getting sick of these ridiculous excuses. It's a real photo. I've given it to the FBI for their investigation, and it's an authentic photo. There's a date on the back of it from when it was printed.
Prince Andrew claims in his interview that he doesn't remember the photo being taken. Buckingham Palace made a statement saying the prince regrets his association with Jeffrey Epstein and denies, quote, any form of sexual contact or relationship with Virginia Roberts.
At 4:45, federal health officials say the flu is spreading significantly in most states. The CDC just released its latest report on the flu activity, saying that the South and parts of the Pacific coast have been hit the hardest. The flu got off to an early start. It's already considered deadly. It's caused 3 deaths in the state of Indiana already this year. 5 children across the country have also died. Back here at home, we want to get a check of our forecast. Todd Clausen is standing by.
And Lauren, lots of clouds around this morning. Once again, as you take a live look here on the RTV6 tower camera, as you look off to the west here. And this was the view yesterday, and this is going to be the view for a good chunk of the day today, unfortunately, as we're just kind of locked in with this cloud cover, and that's not going to change here much throughout the course of the day. The one thing that has changed is the winds are now out of the west-southwest, and that's important because yesterday with those northwesterly winds, it really prevented us from warming at all. And this is going to allow our temperatures to come up a little bit here throughout the day today. So we're at 29 right now in the city. We're at 30 right now in Tipton, 31 in Bloomington. A lot of locations here below freezing this morning, but we don't have the moisture around that we had yesterday. Yesterday was just one of those damp mornings as soon as you walked out the door, and we had a few flurries and or a little bit of light shower activity. Not the case here this morning. So as we work our way throughout the day today, we just have to be really, really patient, and eventually I do think we get some sunshine in here. 31 at 9 a.m., 33 at 11 a.m., 35 by the noon hour, and by the time we get to 2 p.m., we're still cloudy with a temperature of 38. It's probably not at this point until 4, 5 o'clock that we start to clear the clouds out across the area, and the skies will start to brighten just a little bit. So the clouds are in place this morning. Anywhere you go will expand out. We've been highlighting the storm system since really the weekend, and this is causing a lot of issues still in the Boston and New England area. Things getting a little better in New York. I know a lot of people travel in that direction here throughout the course of the week, and so as we go throughout the day, things will improve in Boston, but make sure you check with your airline before you head out in that direction. So here are the clouds throughout the day. Once the front starts moving through later on this afternoon, don't be shocked if there's a quick passing sprinkle and or a flurry, but here comes the clearing line through the area. But it's really not until after sunset that we totally get rid of the clouds, and that'll set us up finally for a brighter day in the forecast for tomorrow. So this evening we are looking at clearing skies. Temperatures will be falling into the low to mid 30s across the area with sunset at 5:21, and then for the overnight hours, probably not quite as cold tomorrow, 30 to 32 degrees, but then throughout the day, a good amount of sunshine for your Wednesday. With the added sunshine, temperatures will be climbing up into the mid 40s across the area. Thursday is probably the best day of the week with a high of 46 degrees and mostly sunny skies. Friday's partly cloudy. Saturday's the better day of the weekend at 42 before more rain heads our way as we get into the day on Sunday and Monday. Lauren.
All right, Todd, thank you so much. Time right now is 4:48, and here's a look at traffic. I-465 and Ditch Road. You can see traffic here is moving along smoothly both eastbound and west. westbound. No major issues to slow you down. So let's take a look here at our traffic now map. Plan out your commute heading in from the south side. On State Road 37, traveling northbound from Greenwood, Stones Crossing Road to I-465. It is a 12-minute commute, no delays. Northbound I-65, a 10-minute drive from Southport Road up to I-70 at the North Split. Let's take a look right now to the northwest, I-65, a little south of 38th Street. This is traffic here moving along smoothly. No major crashes to report around the metro area.
Police in South Florida say a porch pirate's plan to steal a package was foiled by an alert delivery driver. A Ring doorbell camera caught the thief. A woman can be seen taking a box from the porch and quickly running off. An alert Amazon Prime delivery driver then noticed two people on bikes following her truck. The driver then called 911 when she saw the woman running with a package. The thief dropped the box in the bushes and the driver returned the package to its rightful owner.
A statue of Sully Bush, former President George H.W. Bush's service dog, is now sitting at the late president's Texas Library. A nonprofit called America's Vet Dogs commissioned the tribute. The statue is life-sized. It's made out of bronze. You can see Sully checking it out there. It shows Sully holding a leash in his mouth, conveying his dedication to the president. The dog provided support and companionship for President Bush in his later years. After his death, Sully joined the Walter Reed Medical Center's dog program, where he helps wounded soldiers with therapy.
He was sniffing that statue, wondering why it didn't smell like other dogs.
Yeah, like, very interesting dog here.
So cute. An apple that could stay fresh for up to a year is starting to hit grocery store shelves. It took researchers and farmers 2 decades to make the Cosmic Crisp apple. It's a mixture of Enterprise and Honeycrisp apples. The apple got its name from the little bright spots that resemble stars in the sky. The acidity of the new apple supposedly prevents it from turning brown as quickly if kept in the refrigerator. Only 450,000 boxes are available this year, but they hope to have more than 2 million in 2020. Sounds good.
Yeah. Well, Krispy Kreme is taking customers to the North Pole with 3 new treats. Just after the break, we'll take a look at their limited edition holiday donuts.
And we're learning more about the doctor killed during a home invasion. Coming up at 5, the new details investigators are now revealing about the case. But first,
I'm Vinny Politan. Coming up today on Court TV, our continuing coverage of Florida versus Mark Sievers. The prosecution has rested their case, so now it's time for the defense to present their evidence. And the big question looming over the defense case is whether or not this man, Mark Sievers, will testify in his own defense in a case where he is accused of orchestrating the murder of his own wife. The answer to that question may come today on Court TV.
And don't forget
you can watch the all-new Court TV live right on your mobile device by visiting CourtTV.com. Time right now is 4:52. We'll be right back.
I love Burlington.
Welcome back. The time right now is 4:55. Here's a live look in the downtown area. Traffic is moving along up to speed at I-70 and I-65 here at the North Split.
Krispy Kreme is getting into the holiday spirit with new festive donuts. The company has 3 new holiday-inspired treats: the reindeer, the present, and the Santa Belly. The reindeer is the original glazed donut dipped in chocolate icing and decorated with pretzel antlers and a red nose. The present is a bright green glazed donut filled with cream and decorated with a red icing bow. And a chocolate cream-filled donut dipped in red icing and sprinkles makes the Santa Belly. The North Pole inspired treats are available now through December 24th. Someone please bring us a box. Those look delicious.
Look really good.
Right.
A lot of food coloring though. Might give you a headache afterwards.
I think I'd go for the Santa's Belly because I like anything that's filled.
I feel like I would like the reindeer one.
Yeah, that's pretty cute.
Just the little saltiness from the pretzels, a little sweet, little salty mix.
Todd, you can have the
Looks like you get the present.
I'll take whichever ones you guys don't want to eat. I'm not picky. I'll eat all of them.
They're probably all delicious.
All right, outside right now, we're still dealing with these stubborn clouds across the area. Let's call them tough clouds on the 7-day planning forecast because they're going to stick around through a good chunk of the day. It's really not till late this afternoon that I'm hopeful for at least a little bit of sunshine to move in. But once we do clear the skies out tonight, it sets us up for a pretty good stretch of weather for the second half of the week with lots of sunshine and temperatures that'll actually climb above normal starting tomorrow at 44 up to 46 on Thursday. The next decent chance of any precipitation will be rain on Sunday. The time now is 4:57. Stay with us. We'll be back in just a few minutes.